Former DA and ANC members, including John Moodey, Makhosi Khoza and Vytjie have joined Herman Mashaba's Action SA. They've been appointed as provincial chairpersons ahead of the 2021 local government elections. Now, former DA Gauteng leader John Moodey will serve as the party's Gauteng chairperson and former ANC MP Makhosi Khoza as KwaZulu-Natal chairperson, while Vytjie will be the Western Cape chairperson. Joining us now is the newly appointed Action SA's KZN leader, Makhosi Khoza. Ms. Khoza, or should I say Dr. Khoza, how is the feeling being part of
Well,
SA?
you know, to me what is important, I have a sense of optimism because finally I'm part of something, a vehicle that promises to really unite South Africans and root out corruption, which has always been my struggles.
Well, you have been part of a lot of things. When you say you are happy that you are finally part of something, it would lead people to think that you have not been active at all. You formed a political party hot on the heels of having left the ANC. That party you were thrown out of. You're joining yet another one now. How much longer, I suspect, people are going to ask you are going to last there?
You have to understand I was in the ANC for 35 years, and I think what you are propagating is a wrong narrative. Secondly, you must recall that at ADEC, I didn't form necessarily that party. I was invited by civil society organizations and those that were members of other political parties to say, come, let's form this thing together and you are going to lead it. I led it, but it became increasingly clear that we were not aligned. But another problem that we had was that I was being coerced into going back to the ANC by our funders. And as a result, I refused to do that because I left the alien and corrupt ANC. There was no way I could go back, knowing very well that I would be going back to corruption. So basically, that is the reality. I am not a political party hopper. Otherwise, I could have joined DA or EFF. I'm very clear about where I stand. And even when I left ADEC on issues of principles.
And why did you leave corruption? You left the organization undoing tax abuse. That's OUTA.
It's not a political party. I was an employee there. So, and I needed to finish my books as well. And as you know, I'm the only person in South Africa that has addressed the language barrier crisis. I wrote textbooks that demystify mathematics and that eliminates the language barrier from grade 4 to grade 12. And those books are even approved by Basic Education. I am a woman of action, and that is what is drawing me back to politics, especially to Action SA, because I'm tired of people who want to talk or people who just want to go to parliament or to go to places where they just warm the chairs. I wanted to see us fixing the country.
And that's exactly my next question to you. What is in store for South African voters with your new political home?
One thing that the South Africans will be sure of, you have women and men of integrity in that party. You have men and women who have walked the talk. In fact, if you start from our own president, Herman Mashaba, his record speaks for itself. The work he did in Johannesburg, he was a mayor that was hands-on. I was also in Parliament in KwaZulu-Natal as the chair of SCOPA, and I was taking a no-nonsense on corruption, which is why eventually it led to me leaving the ANC as a member of the ANC after 35 years. And you know, I stood up alone in that Parliament as a woman, despite all death threats and whatnot, to ensure that Jacob Zuma left that office. Sometimes South Africans, they forget the price that one had to pay. And you have Vytjie. Vytjie is the woman of substance that stood up when it was not fashionable to do so. Yeah. So I think it's about time that we narrate the historical records correctly. So basically the team that you have of people, you have people that have a track record, people that understand, people that are putting South African interests first. And it's the first time we have such a nice non-racial party that is obviously aligned with free market economy. So in fact, even business, they should see that these are the people that are not going to be using state parastatals as the milking cow, as the cash cow for the ruling party. No, it's not going to happen like that with this party. We are very clear about where we stand. We are putting South Africans first, and South Africans should expect quality and sustainable services once we take over this government.
And let me get your thoughts as I conclude my conversation with you. Your thoughts on why the Political Party Funding Act, because it's no longer a bill, it's now an act. It sits on top of the desk of President Cyril Ramaphosa. Today we are seeing movement with the assets of one businessman who is under investigation, under prosecution for corrupt means. And that Political Party Funding Act ought to regulate monies that flow to political parties such as the African National Congress. What should South Africans think of the man who runs the party that you once called home when he has delayed this piece of legislation from becoming law?
You see, unfortunately, with due respect, I think the president has missed the opportunity, because I think South Africans were really ready to see him acting. But most of the time he puts the unity of the ANC, which is an impossible thing to do. Because if we are going to fight for the unity of the ANC, you are literally saying corruption must continue. Even now, what we are seeing, it's not the top political guns that are being arrested. We are still going for those that are easy to sacrifice. So my view is that I think it's continuing with him putting the interest of the ANC unity first before South African interests, which is rooting out corruption. And there is no way you can root out corruption without having to confront the elephant, the big elephant in the room.
Makhosi Khoza, thank you very much. And she is now a leader of Action SA, and she's going to lead the province of KwaZulu-Natal as the newly formed party's chairperson there.